Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Technically Explained. In this lecture, we are going to study the operations performed on signals, and this topic is also called time transformation of signals. So, time transformation of signal is basically of three types. We have time shifting, time scaling, and time inversion, which is also called time reversal. So, time shift, as the name indicates, means shifting a signal with respect to time. So, time shift is basically of two types. We have time delay and time advance. So for example, if x of t is my original signal and t naught is some positive time, then x of t minus t naught is my time delayed signal, and in this case the time is going to be shifted, the signal is going to be shifted to the right. Similarly, x of t plus t naught is going to be my time advanced signal, and in this case the signal is going to be shifted to the left. So if I have a signal which is shifted to the right, basically that signal is going to be a delayed signal. But if I have a signal which is shifted to the left, that is going to be the advanced signal or the time advanced signal. So right means shifting a signal to right means delaying the signal. Shifting the signal to left means advancing the signal. For example, I have this signal x of t, and this amplitude is 2, and it varies from 0 to 3 on the time axis, which is the x-axis. Now if I want to shift this signal, for example, I want to plot x of t minus 2. Now if I want to plot x of t minus 2, this signal is basically shifted to the right by 2 units. So this signal is delayed by 2 units. If you can have a look, here I have 1 which is shifted by 2 to 3, 2 is shifted by 2 again to 4, and 3 is shifted to 5. And we can find this by equating each of these values to this argument. For example, if I equate 2 minus 2 to the first value, which is 1, I get t is equal to 3. So that is why this value starts from 3. Similarly, if I equate this argument t minus 2 to 2, I get 4. That is why the second value is 4, and so on. So this is my time delayed signal which is shifted by 2 units to the right. Similarly, x of t plus 2 is going to be my time advanced signal which is advanced by 2 units. That is, it is shifted to the left by 2 units. If you can have a look, this signal is now shifted to the left by 2 units, which means that this signal has been advanced by 2 units. And again, we can find the values by equating this argument to these values. For example, the first value is 1, so t plus 2 is equal to 1, which implies t is equal to minus 1. That is why it is starting from minus 1, and so on. So this is the basic example of time shift of signals. And time shifting is an important operation that is used in many signal processing applications. For example, in autocorrelation. In autocorrelation is basically a statistical concept, and it measures a degree of similarity between a given signal and a lagged version of itself. So basically, in autocorrelation, we take a signal, we take a delayed version of that signal, and then we find the similarities between that signal and that delayed version. And this autocorrelation is used in many signal processing applications. Next is the time scaling. Time scaling is basically the compression or expansion of a signal in time. So if we have a signal which is x of t, and we have some variable or some constant which is a, and that is greater than 1, then x of t by a is actually the expanded or slowed down signal. So time expansion is actually slowing down the signal, whereas x of a of t is the compressed or hurried forward signal. We can understand this by an example. For example, x of t represents audio tape recording, then x of 2 of t represents same audio tape recording being compressed in time, so it plays at twice the speed. Similarly, x of t divided by 2 represents same audio tape recording being expanded at time, so it is slowed down and plays half the speed. The other example can be of YouTube videos. In YouTube videos, in settings, you can change the playback speed of the video. So if you increase the playback speed, for example, to 2 or to 1.5 or to 1.7, that is greater than normal, which is 1, then you are actually compressing the signal in time. But if you want to slow down the signal, you select the playback speed to 0.5 or 0.5, which is actually you are expanding the signal. So here is an example of time scaling which demonstrates this time scaling. We have x of t over here, and if I want to plot x of 2 of t, then this signal is being compressed in time. For example, there 2t is going to be equal to 1, which implies that t is equal to 1 by 2. That is why it starts from 1 by 2, that is 0.5. Similarly, we can equate all these other values to 2t and we are going to get this value. So now this signal has been compressed in time. So this is actually hurried forward signal. Next is x of t by 2. Now this signal is expanded in time. If you can have a look, this signal is now expanded in time. And again, we can found this by equating this argument to these values. For example, if I equate 2 by 2, t by 2 to 1, we are going to get t is equal to 2. So this value is going to be 2 over here. Similarly 4 and similarly 6. So this signal is now expanded in time, which means it is a slowed down signal. We can also see the time scaling from this graph. This is my sine wave, this is my sine wave, and this is my sine wave which has been compressed by a factor of 2. So if you can have a look, in the same time period I have now sine waves which has made 2 cycles. Similarly, so this is my compressed signal or hurried forward signal. Similarly, the third one is my expanded signal which has been expanded by a factor of 2. So this covers this half of this, the original signal distance. So this has been expanded in time. Next is the time inversion. Time inversion is also called time reversal or time folding. It is also called the flip signal. It is actually the special case of time scaling where we have a is equal to -1. So if x of t is my original signal, then x of minus t is my inverted or reverse signal. In this case, in case of the time inversion, we have mirror image about the vertical axis. Now, for example, I have this signal which is x of t. When I take x of minus t, so all these positive values going to become negative. So these values has become negative. Also, this is actually the mirror image of this signal. If I have the same signal over here, then this signal is actually the mirror image of this signal about this vertical axis. Time reversal is also very important because we can use the time reversal in computing the convolution of the signals. Convolution of signals is used to find the output response of the system. So that's why convolution is very important. In convolution, one signal is kept in its original state while the other is mirror image and slide along the former signal to obtain the result. So this convolution process is used in image processing and signal processing procedures, and this can be done using the time reversal process. That is why time inversion is very important. Now, what is the order of operations of this time transformation? For example, if we have a signal where we need to do the shifting as well as scaling and as well as inversion, what should be the order of operation? For that, first we need to do the time shift, then we need to do the time scaling, and finally we need to do the time inversion or time reversal. We can understand this by an example. For example, the x of t signal is given, which is this thing. We need to find x of 3 plus t plus 3 divided by 2. Now this can be written as x of, so this is my x of t plus 3 divided by 2. So this can be written as x of t by 2 plus 3 by 2 is 1.5. So this function can be written as this. So we need to plot this function. Now first thing is to shift the signal. Now we need to shift the signal by 1.5. So it means that the signal is going to be shifted by 1.5 units to the left. Fine, because this is advancement. So first of all, we need to shift the signal by 1.5 units to the left. And when we shift the signal 1.5 units to the left, this one is going to become minus 0.5, and this is going to become 0.5, and this is going to become 1.5. And we have done it here. If you can have a look, now the signal has been shifted by 1.5 units. So now the shifting is done. The next process is the scaling, x of t by 2. So now we need to do the scaling, which is actually the expansion. So now we need to expand this signal. So minus 0.5 is going to become 1, is going to become minus 1, 0 will remain 1. This 0.5 is going to become 1, and this 1.5 is going to become 3. So this signal is going to be expanded by a factor of 2 because we have time expansion over here, and we have performed it around here. This signal has now been expanded by a factor of 2. Now we do not have any inversion, so that's why we are not performing inversion. Next question, in next question we have inversion. So we are again given x of t, and we need to find x of minus 2t plus 3 divided by 2, divided by 3 actually. So this is actually minus 2t divided by 3 plus 1. So we can write this signal as such. Now we have the shifting is by 1 unit. So this signal, first of all, this signal is going to be shifted by 1 unit. So this is going to be shifted by 1 unit. So we have performed the shifting over here. That is why it has been shifted to 1 unit. The next thing is the scaling. So we have the scaling of 2 by 3. So what we are going to do is we are going to equate all these values to 3 by 3, 2t by 3. So 0 is going to remain as 0, and then we have a value of 1 over here. So 2t divided by 3 is equal to 1, which means that t is equal to 3 by 2. So this value is going to become 3 by 2, and then we have 2. So 2t divided by 3 is equal to 2. So it means that t is equal to 3. So one of the values is going to be 0, other will be 3 by 2, and the other will be 3. And we have solved it around here. So this is, now we have done the scaling. We did the shifting first, and then we did the scaling. So now this is our x of 2t divided by 3 plus 1. Now the final thing that we need to do is the reversal. So now we are going to reverse this signal by having the mirror image of this signal on y-axis. So if we can have a look now, this is our mirror image on the y-axis, and this is my required result. So this was all about time transformation of signals. If you like my video, please subscribe to my channel Technically Explained. Thank you.